again, automated testing, we'll see actually kind of plays out. We're just kind of doing the intro here back in the deploying phase. But again, as I said, later we'll have some really good, more detailed examples and labs in later chapters. But I just wanted to refresh everybody's memory, at least specifically if you took the Introduction to DevOps. Right, we're going to talk about like system testing, performance testing, load testing, security testing, even configuration management, like a behavior-driven and kind of testing to make sure both kind of at the TDD level and the BD level, is your DSL correct? Are the things that you're trying to change, are they really doing what they're supposed to do, right? So again, just a point here is there's a lot of opportunity for testing, and this is not. There's a long list even beyond this. We've seen this slide before, but you notice I've really pointed out the 75 million test cases again. This number is over 100 million now. There was within about last 3 or 4 months there was a tweet pointing to a presentation. I couldn't find it for this, but 100 million test cases run daily. Right, 50%, and again, this is back in like 2014. 50% of the code changes monthly, right? So single source tree. And then what's really getting hot is the kind of DevSecOps. There's a lot there. I think that's probably a course unto itself. Security testing, SQL injection, cross-site scripting, unprotected redirects. It's just all the kind of things that need to be caught. Kind of in a kind of a post or pre-deployment. Clearly, vulnerability scanning. Pairing the NIST database to CVEs, symbol DOS, remote execution. So all these things, and again, there's a lot of other things like people. In fact, the next slide actually. I was actually at RSA just a couple of weeks ago, and there was a large insurance guy, in fact, Aetna, gave the presentation. The video will be public in a little bit, but the slides are already available. And they showed their kind of what they're calling their kind of DevOps security SDLC, software development lifecycle, right, which is kind of DevSecOps thing, and how they've kind of moved from an old style delivery chain to they have kind of stories. They've integrated, the dev. They're doing kind of static analysis. From the IDE, actually in CI, they're tying their kind of open source governance, container security. They're doing vulnerability scans of container. In fact, one of the things they're doing is all Dockerized, right? So everything starts out as a immutable container. One of the things that was expressed to me by the author of this presentation, he said that DJ Shellen, you can see there right there, Sheelin, he said basically, what we love about this delivery model is one service, one container, one immutable file system, one port. I mean, things get real clarity at that level. And then again, to flesh this out, the integrated triggered assessments, dynamic assessment, threat-based pen tests, application. This is their continuous delivery, right? And again, the quote, DJ, everybody is responsible for the change. So it used to be there's software bugs, and then there were another group that evaluated security bugs or security vulnerabilities or security defects, right? Now everything's in the same place. It's the single pipeline that includes the delivery of software, which, go figure, actually includes the security in the pipeline as it's happening, as opposed to a throw it over the wall and here we're done, you test it. DevSecOps is red hot, folks. And then finally, to go back to kind of what started a couple of years, which is the Rugged Manifesto. I think the Rugged Manifesto has bred this opportunity to make the word DevSecOps actually have teeth. But the ruggedsoftware.org, this is their manifesto. And create security-related stories, add security unit tests, create a library of reusable test case patterns, add vulnerable scans into the pipeline. I will tell you right now, if all this is like, wow, I'm incredibly interested. I wish, John, you would tell me more. I'll tell you, start off with the Rugged Manifesto, and then, look at that Aetna presentation, and then I would say also just, go to slideshare.net and start looking at some of the, Google the whole DevSecOps, and you'll find that this is some fascinating stuff going on. all over the globe here on this.